So, have you ever looked at Google Maps and seen your competitors right there at the top and just wondered, how do they do that? Well, if you want your business to be the very first one customers see, you've come to the right place. We're about to break down the exact roadmap to get you there.
It is such a frustrating question, right? You know you're great at what you do, but you see your competitors sitting pretty in that little map pack, just raking in all the clicks and all the calls. And you're just left there thinking, what in the world is their secret?
Okay, so here's the good news. It's not magic, and trust me, Google isn't just picking favorites out of a hat. There's actually a blueprint, a set of rules it follows to figure out who's the most credible, the most relevant business for a search. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to decode that blueprint together.
At the very heart of this blueprint, there are three, let's call them core factors. And getting a handle on these, that's the absolute first step to getting your business seen on that map.
And here they are. You've got relevance, proximity, and prominence. I want you to think of these like the three legs of a stool. If just one of those legs is wobbly, the whole thing just falls apart. Your Google Maps strategy is exactly the same. So let's dig into what each of these actually means.
All right, first up, relevance. This is, pretty straightforward. It's all about how well your business matches what someone is looking for. So if your profile is totally filled out, it's super detailed, and it's got the right keywords, then when someone's frantically typing 24-hour emergency plumber into their phone, Google can say, aha, this is the one. This is the perfect match.
Okay, next on the list is proximity. And yeah, this one sounds, kind of simple, right? It's just how close you are to the person who's searching. Now, obviously, you can't just pick up your shop and move it, but what you can do is expand your digital footprint. If you start creating content that talks about the neighborhoods and towns around you, you can actually start showing up for searches that are happening just a little bit outside your front door.
And finally, we have prominence. This is basically your online reputation. Think of it as your digital street cred. Google's looking at your reviews, for sure, but it's also digging deeper. It's checking to see if, say, a local news blog linked to your website, or if other industry sites are mentioning your name. The more of those credible shout-outs you have online, the more trustworthy you look in Google's eyes.
Okay, so we've got these three big ideas: relevance, proximity, prominence. So where do we even begin? Well, like with any building, you start with a rock-solid foundation. And when it comes to local search, that foundation, without a doubt, is your Google business profile. And I really want you to hear this. This is not just a checklist of things to do. This is the literal bedrock of your success. Every single field you fill out, every sharp, high-quality photo you add, every single review you take the time to respond to, all of that is directly boosting your relevance and your prominence. This is the ground floor you build everything else on top of.
All right, once that foundation is solid, what's next? The next mission is to build trust with Google. And, the single most powerful way to earn that trust is through just unwavering, absolute consistency all across the internet. And we do this with something called citations. It sounds technical, but a citation is really just any mention of your business's name, address, and phone number, what we call your NAP. Think of Google as a detective, scouring the web for clues about you. Every single time it finds your NAP listed perfectly, exactly the same, its confidence in you just goes up and up. And believe me, the tiny details here, they're everything. Just look at this. On the left, you've got a perfect match. Beautiful. But on the right, oh man, we see these tiny little variations. Street instead of street. Tacking on LLC. A different way of writing the phone number. To us, that's just a minor typo, right? Who cares? Well, Google cares. To Google, these are red flags that create doubt, and that doubt can absolutely crush your ranking. Precision here is totally non-negotiable.
So, the big question is, where do you even build these citations? Well, you start with the big players, the core directories like Yelp and Bing Places. Once you've got those locked down, you expand out to other platforms like Yellow Pages or Foursquare. And then, here's the key. You get hyper-specific to your industry. Are you a restaurant? You better be on TripAdvisor. A lawyer? Get on Avo. These niche, industry-specific listings, they are pure gold. Okay, so at this point, you've got an amazing profile. Your citations are consistent and clean. So what's left? This is the final piece of the puzzle. Now you have to prove to Google that you're not just a business in a community, but that you are part of the fabric of that community. It's time to become a true local expert. And what does that mean, really? It means the content on your website needs to bleed local.
I'm talking blog posts that name-drop specific neighborhoods, service pages that mention local landmarks that only people from your town would know, anything that proves you speak the language of your community. This sends an unmistakable signal to Google that you, my friend, are the real deal, the true local authority.
I mean, this example right here just nails it. You're not just writing a blog post about HVAC maintenance. No way. You're writing about downtown Chicago HVAC maintenance. You're not just some emergency plumber. You're the one who provides Brooklyn Heights Plumbing Emergency Services. See the difference? It's so specific. It targets your actual customers and the Google algorithm at the exact same time. It's perfect.
Okay, let's pull all of this together. It's super important to understand that ranking higher on Google Maps isn't about finding one secret trick or some kind of hack. It's about following a clear, systematic roadmap to build trust and authority over time.
And the order you do this in really matters. Step 1, you start with your foundation. Get that Google business profile as close to perfect as you can. Then, step 2, you build outwards from there by getting those consistent citations all over the web. And finally, step 3, you layer on that super targeted local content to prove to everyone and to Google that you are the undisputed go-to expert in your area.
So you see, this isn't just a bunch of theory. It's a real, actionable plan. So I want you to think about everything we just talked about. The photos, the reviews, the business description, those local blog posts. What's the one thing? What is the first change you're gonna make today to start climbing to the top of Google Maps?